the podcast that does whatever it wants, whenever it wants. We are glad you are here. I am Brian Noonan. With me, as always, is the well-coiffed, the well-hydrated, the well-manicured Cody Gough. Hello, Cody.
I'm here to tell you what to do, listener. And by that,
Wow.
I mean what to listen to, because, hey, here's what we got today's show.
Is it that wacky? That
it's
wackiness seems to be disingenuous.
I don't know, maybe.
All right, go ahead.
Well, the realities may not vary as much as usual because Brian and I shared a reality for most of yesterday. And thus we will talk about that. We went on a road trip and we'll
Yeah,
back
boy.
in. I don't really have a whole lot else except big old Taco Bell on the agenda because we got to talk
Yeah,
Taco Bell. We got it.
that ties into the road trip story and
Yeah,
my discomfort after the road trip.
yeah. There's definitely some crossing of the border, and then I don't know. That's all I got.
That's all you
But
got?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I know
Okay.
we missed last week, but I don't know what
Well,
it
then
is.
let's get to it.
I mean, things are coming up. We got St. Patrick's Day. We got Easter. We got well, actually, that's
Yeah,
it.
Easter.
That's pretty
Yeah.
much all.
You know what
Actually,
that means.
him.
No, the saddest Easter story ever will come will be published again.
That is pretty excellent. um, yeah, that's about it. Well, I was gonna see a show a couple weeks ago, but I ended up actually I was gonna do a couple things. I guess I should give a quick update. 30
Yeah, what you're
second
up to.
My 30-second update today, I don't know, this week's fine. But 2 weeks ago, as many of you know, was the Shiditarod, the fundraiser I participate in every year to benefit the Shiditarod Foundation, which provides grants to organizations that help solve food insecurity in Chicago. We also donate canned goods to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. So all of it is meant to fight hunger. So I raised all this money, and many of you wonderful listeners donated very generously, which I'm very grateful for. And our team raised like $4,000 or $5,000. We got like
Woohoo!
some award for raising money. It was great because it's competitive. You want to raise the outraise all
Yeah.
that. So we did pretty well. We were like number 4, I believe, the 4th most raisinest team, and it
Were
was all
you
great.
canceled for your racist costume?
So we were going to be a crock pot, and I was going to be the black bean, which fine. It's just a black sweater, basically. No makeup.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And we
No do-rag?
so we're already the morning of the race, and my children decided to give me some kind of stomach ailment
Oh,
the night before
no.
the race. So I actually had a packed Saturday. I was going to go to Shiditarod, do the whole thing. There's a lot of drinking involved. There's a lot of
Sure.
socializing and partying. And then that evening, I actually had tickets to an EDM show at Radius.
That's
Night.
electronic dance music?
It is. It actually was a laser show, an EDM laser show that my brother-in-law has strongly recommended. So my wife and I had tickets. It would have gone on at 12:30 at night, which
Oh
is
my God.
just EDM
I
shows are
was just about to
stupid.
say, I love a good laser show.
No, EDM shows are stupid. They're stupid.
Okay.
And in LA, the doors were at 8. And for some reason in Chicago, the doors were at 10 and there were 2 openers. So it was going to be a
Laser
long
openers?
laser. No, EDM openers.
Well, I thought you said it was a laser show with
Well,
EDM music.
it was a laser EDM show, but there were 2 openers that did just EDM.
Oh, that sounds repetitive.
Well,
All right. So you were supposed to go at 12:30
yeah,
a.m.
well, the whole day was just canceled because I was up vomiting all night. So the long story short, if you didn't see any pictures of me celebrating on my team, they had to find a fill-in, and
Oh
we
no.
decided to resell the laser show tickets. I think I took like a $50 hit total, which is fine.
Not too bad.
But we yeah. So there's my non-story for you.
And what vengeance did you rain down upon your children for this?
Well, they had already had this stomach bug. So my daughter, I had dropped her off at school Monday, or I brought my kids to daycare Monday, and halfway to daycare, my daughter just erupts everywhere, all over the car. So she went home with me. And then that Wednesday or Thursday, my son also had a day of basically being keeled over a trash can. So, I didn't, but we felt fine, right? And it's,
Yeah.
kids get you sick a lot, but we didn't know if it
Yeah,
was
they
coming
do.
for us. It came from me. My wife was fine. I blame it on I had one beer that Friday night, and I think the
Think that
beer
was it? It lowered your immunity?
I literally think it lowered my immunity or messed with my stomach, and it just tipped me over because I felt fine, totally fine before that, and then whoop, blurp, nope,
It was lurking.
nope. Yeah, so
Well, I'm sorry you had to miss all your excitement.
it's okay. We still raised money for a good cause.
That is,
How
yeah, congratulations. That was good.
Yes, and thank you again, listener, if you contributed. I really appreciate it. Even if you thought hard about contributing, I still appreciate it.
Even if you said, next year, times are tough. Times are tough everywhere. And next year, I'll throw them a couple of bucks.
Yeah. So how
Yeah,
are
sure.
you, Brian?
Listen, I'm as well as can be expected. I have been battling a cold for a week. You know why? Because I went back to school. And all the kids, last Wednesday, I'm there, and I'm in first grade, and I'm in one of the structured classes, and every kid in there was hacking up God only knows what. There had been a couple kids who went home with pink eye, so who knows what was going on in the school. So I started feeling horrible. And then I felt okay, but it's just been like a stuffy nose and a cough. And because of that, like I'm not sleeping because I can't lay down. Because if I lay down flat, I start hacking.
Oh
So I've
boy.
been sleeping sitting up like Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd in their very short marital bed. So it's been okay.
I think of them often, early and often.
Yeah. That's when some guys think about the Roman Empire. I think about Abraham Lincoln laying pipe in that stovepipe hat.
Okay.
That's what I think about.
Okay.
So it's, and my throat had been sore, but I started drinking throat coat. I'm fine. I'm still got a little, but other than that, everything's dandy.
All right. So if Brian sounds terrible in this episode, it's because of the kids.
Yeah, it's not, I might sound terrible because of what I say, but my tonality is usually right on the money.
Did you, this was not on the agenda, but did you watch the 23rd Animal Academy Awards?
I watched some clips today. Now, my wife recorded it. And yes, she's like, I recorded it so I can go back and watch it fast. I said, so you didn't hear who won? Oh, no, I know who won. I'm like, then why do you want to watch it? She's like, well, I want to watch Jimmy Kimmel's opening. And I'm like, oh, fair enough. We're fans of Jimmy Kimmel here in this house. But today I saw your man John Cena in his All Together.
I saw a short clip of him naked and decided it wasn't for me, so I did not watch.
Oh, really? Why not? I thought that would be right up your alley. You're a wrestling fan?
I watched for a second. I'm like, this is kind of weird and awkward, and I don't know if I buy into it.
Okay.
I don't like objectification of men in Hollywood. I don't think that that's healthy for our society.
Well, this was an objectification based on an anniversary because this was the 50th anniversary of a streaker running across the stage while David Niven was accepting his award.
Right.
So John Cena came out to present the Best Costume Award. And, of course, he didn't have a costume on.
Right.
But good Lord, he works out. Can I just say that?
You think he works out?
Either that or I have to get a prescription for whatever he's on. I don't think that's Ozempic.
More cowbell.
More cowbell?
He's on more cowbell.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it was phenomenal. Wow. Just him standing out there. And listen, Cody, I know you like a conspiracy now and then. There are some conspiracy theorists who say that John Cena's appearance in his All Together was a Hollywood humiliation test by the Illuminati.
Right.
Okay, so that's it. I mean, you buy that. Huh?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, all right, good. Then I didn't really have to tell you. You knew that. I was surprised you didn't bring it up then.
I didn't know about it. It just feels very obvious.
That the Illuminati forced John Cena to stand out there naked to humiliate him?
Yeah.
If they made me stand out there naked, that would be humiliating. Making John Cena stand anywhere naked, I don't think is humiliating.
Well, you don't know the Illuminati very well now, do you?
I don't, obviously.
Yeah.
What about that would be what you obviously know more about the Illuminati. You're a well-read man.
Mm-hmm.
And you belong to many clubs.
Yeah.
The Illuminati may or may not be one. I know you can't confirm your membership or deny it.
Right.
But if the Illuminati were going to try to humiliate John Cena, how would this have worked?
The same exact way that it worked.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
They're 2 steps ahead, Brian. That's the thing.
The Illuminati are?
Yeah, you don't think it was humiliating, but it was in a very Illuminati way. Okay.
Are they playing the long game? Because I'm guessing today he probably had many offers for more acting roles and more comedy roles.
I think maybe he was playing the long game, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. The card wasn't that big.
Yeah, I know. All I saw was pictures on Twitter of Zendaya. Zendada.
Yes.
Zangagagagaba.
Very pretty.
Did
you have a thing for Zendaya?
No.
Oh, all right.
She's too skinny. She's beautiful and talented, sure, but she's probably funny and smart and other whatever feminism. But I don't care about her sex with me. It's just not. It's not my wheelhouse. I'm more of there's others.
You like him thick? You go Melissa McCarthy?
No, I don't. There's a middle ground between Zendaya and thick. Okay, like quite. In fact, the middle ground is most of the ground in human.
Not
anatomy.
in Hollywood. Not in Hollywood, though.
I don't know any actresses as skinny as Zendaya.
Oh, I think most of them are almost as skinny as Zendaya.
Not her arms.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Like Jennifer Lawrence, no. Like a lot of people know, and this is good. Natalie Portman's not even that. Like Natalie Portman, I don't know, has some meat on her bone, you know?
On her bone.
Yeah, I'm not trying to body shame.
That's where you want the meat?
This is going too far in the patriarchal direction that it shouldn't be. I do not find Zendaya she's
that's
not
fine. She's not
my
your type,
and that's just we'll leave it at. But she is gorgeous and looked fabulous in that dress.
A lot of the ladies looked fabulous last night, as they should, and a lot of the guys looked quite handsome in their tuxedos. I noticed a trend of the younger, and not so young, a lot of no ties with the tuxedo.
Oh, I didn't.
More of a casual tuxedo look.
Oh well,
not a fan. I like if you're going to the Academy Awards, throw on a tie, dress it up. Let's go. Top tier. Thought Jimmy Kimmel looked great. Most of the guys looked great. Even Thor. He didn't have a tie.
Hold on, you didn't watch it though. You just what?
I saw clips and pictures today as I was researching shows. As I was doing things for work.
Okay. Yeah, no, I did.
I went through, I had to go through the red carpet gallery to see the best looks.
Okay. I also saw the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito bit with Michael Keaton. That was good.
That was funny.
That was good.
The I Am Ken performance with Slash and Wolfgang Van Halen. Rock on.
I do need to see that.
Yeah, it was the whole theater was rocking.
Yeah.
You know, well, when you get Slash out there.
Speaking of Slash, how young do you think is too old? How young do you think is too young for an AC/DC concert?
What's your daughter? A year?
Yeah.
When's the concert?
Assuming they do a North American tour next year after their European tour next year.
She'd be almost 3.
She would be 2.5, probably.
I assume you're asking for her. Yeah, rock out.
Not for her.
Get her those giant airport worker headphones.
No, I'm asking for the son of mine who
the boy.
We listened to AC/DC the entire way home from daycare today.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like this kid more and more every day, and I didn't think that was possible.
He's got good taste.
He does. He'll be, almost 5 when they come?
4. Yeah, he'll be 4.
Wow, that's young.
It's pretty young.
I don't know.
The problem is the lateness.
Yeah, the hour, because he'll get cranky.
Although, if they came to Wrigley, that show could be 6 or 7, not 6, but 7. They could go on early.
Well, because they have to be off at a certain time at Wrigley. I don't know if it's 10:30 or 11 or whatever.
It is 10:30. Maybe it would still be an 8 o'clock or 9 or something, but there's a chance.
Well, anyway. Does he like Red Bull? 5 Hour Energy?
You're not gonna do that.
Coffee?
I just kicked caffeine. I want
I
I want
know,
caffeine.
I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. No, I'm mostly joking, but, part of me is just like, "Man, it'd be so, like, fun to just."
Can you find a AC/DC concert on YouTube or something? See how
Yeah,
he reacts?
yeah, of
Well, just
course.
here's what you do. You invite over a bunch of people. We form like a mosh pit in front of your TV
Mm,
and see how he handles it. You know, get a couple people who are real high, get a couple people who are drunk, get
okay.
a woman, who's on somebody's shoulders, who's flashing Angus,
Mm,
and see how he reacts to that crowded feel. Like he won't be able to get out
right. I can
because
provide
we'll all
all of
be
these things.
moshing. Yeah.
I can absolutely provide all these things.
All right.
Can we
So
provide
we
the
have time to
guy
figure it out.
can we provide the guy at the Metallica concert next to me who was so out of his mind on some drug that he really freaked me out?
Yeah.
He just, like, had this vacant look, and he's, like, looking like he's in shock, and he kept, like, bumping into me, like, pressing his whole body against me, and I looked over and I was like, "Bud, you okay?" And he just, like, looked at me with this, like, psychotic kind of look, but, like, also not there, like, I'm not here, and I was like, "Okay." So I just, like, moved.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Well, we got to get that guy.
Okay.
And we'll get the guy who's he could be the drunk or high guy who's then becomes overly affectionate, not in a creepy like pedo way, but in that like, dude, I love you, man. Isn't this the greatest thing? Kind of, and see how your son reacts to that.
Okay.
Give him all that, let's throw him in the deep end, see if he can swim.
Okay. His birthday's September, we'll have, like, a pre-party.
Oh, let's AC/DC the birthday party.
Okay.
Back in Black. How old's he gonna be?
4.
4. Take a four-wheeler down the highway to hell. There we go. That's the theme of the party.
He's gonna turn 4, and I can't e I like, I wasn't alive before he was alive. Like, there's just no like, my entire life has been his life. Like, it's insane.
It is crazy that he's gonna be 4. It's also crazy that you've taught him how to swear so eloquently.
Um, that was one time. I just happened to catch it on video.
Tell the story because I don't want to take your story, but I will preface your story by saying it could be one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I played it at least a half dozen times today because Debbie was working at home, and she laughed and I laughed every time we heard it.
It never
We
gets old.
could not stop
Alright, I cannot share this on the show, sorry, listener, but,
because it's explicit.
I was sitting at the dinner table with my wife and my lovely children on her birthday a few weeks ago, and
Oh, you didn't tell me that part.
it wasn't really relevant to the video, but it was on her
Oh, I
birthday.
think it is. I think it's
Okay,
relevant.
alright. So,
That's how your son talks on his mom's birthday.
my daughter's at the foot of the table, my wife's at the other end, and then my son and I are sitting on the long end, and, my daughter just starts making these faces, and it was clear that she was sitting there just pooping, just, like, aggressively, just, like, her face was so funny, it was just, like, weird, like, concentrated, like, "Ah,
And
ah."
she was chugging her sippy cup at the same time, which was weird.
Yeah, so this was right before the video. She's making these faces, and
Okay.
I'm like, "I just gotta get a video of these, like, stupid faces." And my son's, like, being cheery. So the full video you didn't see the full video. The full
Oh,
video,
okay.
first he says, "Aw, look how cute you are." And she's, like, sitting there making the face, because he thinks he knows what we're doing. And then he goes and then he just jokes. He goes, "You're a Oreo cookie," because he thinks Oreos are called Eerios. And it's, like,
Oh,
stupid.
Erios, okay.
Right after that, she picks up her sippy cup and starts to drink it, and he picks up his sippy cup, and they both start pounding their sippy cup, like pounding it, where it's
Yeah,
like,
like it looked like a challenge, like who could go the longest.
right? Like sucking it in and then like breathing in their nose, and he slams down his cup and goes, "Ugh," and then drops the most enunciated F bomb I've probably ever heard anyone say.
It was world class. There
Just
was no it's not like, did he really say, "Oh no, yeah, there was no question." Your boy came out hot.
And, like, he doesn't swear, and then, like, you
Yeah.
you can't not laugh at that. He has
Oh,
asked my parents a couple times. He's been like, hey, daddy says the F word," and he'll
yeah.
say it, when he gets hurt or something like that. And they're like, "Yeah, and you shouldn't say that." And he'll be like, "Okay." He, like, gets it. But I don't know what happened that day. For some reason, he just dropped an F-bomb, like
I couldn't tell if
nuclear.
he was mad that the baby kept drinking after he quit, like she won, and he was so upset that he just slammed out his cup, let out that exasperated, and then boom.
I think he was just imitating me. 'Cause the way he said it's the way I say it, but I don't just drop F-bombs from my son. So, I don't
Evidence to
know.
the contrary.
I don't know what happened, but it was great, and then, we try not to laugh, but it was literally impossible
Oh,
not to laugh. I was
you
laughing for
can't not
probably
laugh.
2 minutes. I could not breathe because it was so ridiculous, and then we're like, "But, like, look, that was funny, but you really can't do that," and he's like, "Okay," and, like, we
Yeah,
haven't
but the
heard it
problem
since.
is you laughed. That so he's like, I'm gonna start
No,
working
but
blue a little more in
when
the
I was
house.
when I was little, I remember swearing, and I remember my parents laughing, but then giving me like,
Uh,
giving me the business, so, just yelling at me.
well, I
So
didn't want to tell you this, but yesterday he busted out a naughty limerick.
no, he didn't.
He was sitting there. He said, "There once was a man from Nantucket," and he went on and finished it.
Wow,
And yeah, yeah.
that's
So
impressive.
it is. Well, his memory is spot on.
Did he once know a woman from Venus? What was her body shaped like?
I don't know that one, but I'm guessing it's not Enos from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Probably not.
All right.
It's from, episode 2 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Data says it when he gets drunk.
Really?
Yeah,
All right. Wow. I got now. I may want to start watching Star Trek.
there you go.
No, that video. Thank you for that for sharing that with me because it brought endless amounts of enjoyment to the family.
It's
Just Debbie and I. We haven't shown Molly yet, but we will.
please,
Uh,
yeah, she's got to. Um
I also so before we get in, you had mentioned the road trip. Part of the road trip was your kids came over here
Mhm.
for a while, which was it's always a treat. Now, this was the first time your daughter has been here. We've met your daughter before, but it's always been on neutral territory or your house.
Mhm.
So this was her first time coming to our house, and I've talked about before how your son warms up to us, but it's usually after 5-10 minutes of the shy routine.
Yeah.
Not yesterday, boy. It was so he came in first thing. I'm like, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good." "Hey, I brought new cars and trucks." I'm like, "Oh, let's see them." "Hey, just check out my shoes. They light up." Then he looks and our technically our Christmas tree is still up, but it has gone from Christmas decorations to New Year's decorations to now Irish decorations. So it's a St. Patrick's Day
And
tree.
Mardi Gras decorations in between.
Oh yeah, the Mardi Gras decorations. Um, so he's standing there for a minute after he dumped out his cars to show me his new cars and trucks, which were very cool. And he stops and he's looking. He's looking. Then he looks at me and he goes, "Why?" And he looks again at the tree. He goes, "Why do you still have your Christmas tree up?" I was like, "Oh well." And I explained it to him, and that whatever explanation I gave him seemed, you know, fine because he was like, "Oh, well, all right, weirdo, that's fine." And your daughter couldn't have been uh, more excited to meet Lawson. And Lawson could not have been more apathetic about you and your daughter coming over.
That was, I did a lot of fun things this weekend. Saw some very good friends this weekend, was very excited to see them, hung out with you a bunch, did some really great things. But the highlight might have been when I went and sat down with my daughter next to me on the couch, and Lawson, who's the size of what do dog people know as a size?
He's like a good lab size. He's about 70, 80 pounds.
Okay. Lawson just hops up on top of both of us and just lays down, just immediately like a lap dog, just
Uh,
head him over my legs, like body mostly over my daughter's feet, legs over her legs. And so she's sitting there up and I'm sitting up and Lawson's just across the two of us.
Now,
And
this was after not even making a sound or lifting his head when you walked in the house.
oh no, it was like he didn't even know I was there. And it was I've never seen my daughter lit up. She was giggling
Oh, God.
uncontrollably, and, like, she doesn't talk yet, but she kinda knows one word, and it kinda sounds like cow.
Yeah, cow.
So she just kept saying, "Cow, cow," and then petting him, and then, like, laughing hysterically, and then saying, cow, and pointing at him, and then petting him some more, and that went on for, like, 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
I was, like, in heaven. I wish I woulda asked you to take video. It was
I
so
would, but
cute.
I was enjoying. I didn't even think of it because I'm sitting there just watching it and smiling because the look on your daughter's face was pure ecstasy.
Mhm.
And Lawson he had splayed across both of you like a hair blanket and was just laying there. And he couldn't have been like that's where he needed to be. He just needed to be there, laying with you guys. And your daughter was so happy and then then when she says it, your son's like, she calls Lawson a cow. And I'm like, yeah, well, she's little. She doesn't know any better. Um, and he was doing his own thing. He didn't care. But oh my God, she couldn't have looked cuter. And it was so nice to see. And I guess, uh that was nice because Debbie said because she took a nap,
Yeah, then she went and took a
took a,
3-hour nap.
3 hour nap, and then got up and ate like a freed hostage, and then just kept walking over and petting Lawson and saying "cow," and he just laid there and he was like, "Oh yeah, come on, pet me. You're cool, little kid. Come on and pet me." So yeah, so they were here, and Debbie said they all had a good time, except your son got a little anxious because Debbie, I wasn't here, I was with you. Debbie didn't know where to find Paw Patrol on,
Oh.
what channel. She learned it's not on Disney, but she found something. I think she said she found some on Amazon Prime, like a Paw Patrol movie.
Okay.
So she
There's some on YouTube, like,
is it
highlights. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so she found some. She averted a crisis because when a kid wants something, they want something.
Yeah, Paw Patrol is his thing.
That's his jam. All right, we got to
And
figure out where it
and
is.
we've accepted it. His bedroom, we have kinda like a outer space theme. It's got, like,
Nice.
outer space bed sheets, a few things on the walls. The walls are I would like to fill the walls more. They're not, like, mostly bare, but it's very spotty. We have
Okay.
tall ceilings, and he's got a unnecessarily large bedroom for a three-year-old, like, excessively. So,
He's
um
actually in the primary bedroom. You and your wife are in the guest bedroom.
yeah, yeah. So he's got a giant, we live in an old house. It's a triple panel sliding closet door,
Oh,
but like
geez.
where it's like an 80-inch by 30-inch door,
Yeah.
3 of those. It's
Wow.
it's also very heavy. We need to put it on a slider, but like there's nothing that fits right. Like we can't find hardware because it's from like 1910 or whatever.
Oh, good
Um,
lord.
so like it's not gonna swing out and fall. He can't even push it really, and we've got stuff blocking it. But like the closet situation is not great. But his bed's directly across from this 3-panel closet door, so there's a whole wall, and it's just white, right? Because like
Yeah.
all my trim and fixtures are white. And you know what? The other day, I went on like I think I went on like Wayfair or something, and I'm just like, let's just buy some peel and stick wallpaper. Eh,
Yeah.
and at first I'm like, I'm looking filtering darker colors. Let's look for space and rockets and blah blah blah. And there was a Paw Patrol one that popped up, and I was just like, you know what? The kid loves Paw Patrol.
Right.
He would be very very happy if I put Paw Patrol peel and stick things on his doors, and then
Yep.
he can look at little Paw Patrol characters all night. And it's his
Maybe he'll
room,
stay in his room.
he may. It's his room, it's not my room, and he's a
Right.
boy, and I'm going to do that. That's gonna be how I parent from now on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Molly, I mean, I didn't know about those stick things for the walls, the big application. Molly uses them in all her apartments.
Really?
And she's like, I want to decorate. I can't paint. So every time she moves to a new place, she orders different applications and she and Debbie put them up or she'll call me if it's too high and I'll go and then when she leaves, she peels them out. They don't leave any marks. They don't leave anything. It's perfect because then you're right. So what if he only likes Paw Patrol for a couple of years? Then you peel them off and put the next thing on there.
Mhm.
But I not that you need my approval, but I'm saying I like this move. I like you know, if the kid likes it, so what? Yeah, put it up. What's it gonna hurt him?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's his, like you said, it's his room. Let him have fun in there. You know, you already got these hazmat doors that are, Probably gonna end up crushing the whole family one day.
They're a bit much. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of places, a lot of random people in like Oak Brook and the area near me are selling doors, like oak doors or oak
Like, what
looking doors.
kind of doors?
Just like regular doors, like the door
Okay.
to a bedroom. But they're like wood. Like they
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
look like wood. They're like a dark brown, like walnut colored kind of like wood. And man, I've been really tempted because
Really?
all of our trim and everything is white, and
Okay.
all our doors are white. And I
Oh.
know that that's in, and I don't mean
Sure, yeah.
I don't mean to offend anyone, but I hate it. Um,
It's nice to have a little color in a house, I think.
yeah, it's just not my style. It's just not my style. Like your door, I noticed your bathroom door when I used it yesterday.
Yes, it's brown.
It's a very nice brown wood that looks like wood. I'm not into having nice wood-looking wood things and then painting them white, which is what everything is in my house.
Okay.
So all the doors are white, and I'm like, I wonder if it would like really be a nice pop of color to just get some like dark, dark finished wood doors. Stick them on there. Pay a
A
few
nice
hundred
6
bucks.
panel?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. A nice 6 panel. I don't know
Yeah,
if I'll do it,
it
but
does dress stuff up.
yeah, I don't know what it is about the white. There's too much white. I could do a little less white, but we've got a lot of thick wood trim that's not like, 3 or 4 inches. It's
Yeah,
like 8-inch thick trim,
yeah.
like really
Like that
broad,
old school, yeah, you got that old school kinda crown
right?
molding stuff.
So it's like a little dominant.
Yeah.
Dominates too much. I don't wanna be dominated too much in
No,
my
you don't wanna be
house.
dominated.
Less dominating.
Wow, you're making big decisions.
Yeah.
Changing colors of the house, changing how you're parenting your son.
Mhm.
I like it. It's an assertive, hot Cody. Cody coming out with some hot takes.
That's what I do. It's after all that drinking yesterday, I'm just
A lot of, and after all that, food, yeah. So go. This is the big story for both of us. We went on a road trip. We spent over 12 hours together yesterday.
is that right?
Yeah, because you got to my house at 9, and we got back to
Oh.
my house at 10:30.
Oh god, you're right. Yeah,
That's 13 and a half hours.
and we survived.
We survived. We're doing this today, so everything must have gone okay.
Mhm. It was great. You set it up. You talk about it.
Well, no, it's just so Cody and I and Catherine Fallow host the wonderful, wonderful podcast, Crafty Brewers: Tales Behind Craft Beer, and we've been doing this since August. It's been going very well, and Cody has become not only a great audio producer, but a pretty competent video producer and editor as well, because we have to have both. So you should really, if you haven't checked it out already, yes, I'm putting in a plug, but go check it out because it's fun. So we had the idea because of me being on in Milwaukee and having talked to a lot of Milwaukee brewers. We were like, well, how about we go and interview some brewers up there? And since I had talked to some, I was like, well, let me contact people that I already know from WTMJ, and it'll be a little easier intro. And so I booked 2, and then we were feeling saucy. And I said, what do you think? Should we book 3 for one day? And everybody agreed. So yesterday, we went to Milwaukee to interview 3 brewers. So there's the basic layout of the story. I drove, which I'm gonna be so honest. Thank God. Only because the whole time, like when we first talked about it, Catherine said she was going to drive. Now, I've never ridden with Catherine, but you know me from all these years. I don't like to be a passenger. I like to drive. And so when you guys last week said, you're going to drive because you know where we're going, I was like, you betcha. I know where we're going, and I know how fast I can drive to get us there. So I got to drive, that was my pleasure to drive. It was because I would have been psychotic and miserable having somebody else drive.
Fair.
Because I don't believe anybody drives as quickly as I do, and I don't like to be in a car that's going like 2 miles over the speed limit, or God forbid, under the speed limit.
Well, that's fair. No, your driving seemed fine to me. I was
Yeah, I'm not crazy aggressive. I'm not making nutty moves. I did hit one curb because it like jutted out
You did. There was
from
a moment where I was like, "What just happened to you?"
so was I. It was when we were leaving the last one, and because I had to make a U-turn, which I made in a legal spot, and I came back to make a right turn, and instead of the curb going at a 90-degree angle, part of it jutted out, like where the crosswalk would kind of begin.
Yeah.
And I noticed it as I was in the turn, and so I went to avoid it, but I still hit it. And yeah, that was, and I was like, what the hell happened? So yeah, that was the only, but I knew it had happened too. I was not like, hey. So I knew. But yeah, we saddled up at about 10:30 and off we went, the three
Yeah.
of us.
No, it was great. It was super fun. Um, I mean, most of it will be seen and heard on the podcast itself, the
Right.
breweries that we hit. So keep an eye on that. We have an Illinois brewery this week, but the next 3 weeks will be kind of like a Milwaukee mini series, I guess. So very
Nice.
cool. The only behind the scenes stuff really from between, I mean, we had a lot of fun conversations. We had a lot of fun going around. The most behind this,
Would it be a spoiler if we said who we went and saw?
you can
What
say, go for it.
breweries?
Yeah, yeah, go
We
for
went
it.
to Lakefront Brewing, which is the OG of craft beer in Milwaukee. Then we went to Eagle Park Brewing, and then we went to 1840 Brewing.
Yep.
So you'll be seeing us on site at those breweries. And yeah, it was a really good day, I thought.
Yeah, it was productive. It was like congenial. Does that mean nice? Everyone was just
Yeah,
had a good time. Everyone
everybody was
enjoyed
nice.
themselves. I thought it was a chill trip. It was a good trip. I would travel with the two of you again, you
Yeah,
know?
because we had booked it, and the breweries were fairly close to each other.
Mhm.
We were on time for our appointments, so we didn't keep the brewers waiting. They all were very accommodating to where we could set up. I think Cody, when you watch them when they come out, they look real good. We had cheese curds, which were I'd heard legend of Lakefront's cheese curds. They lived up to it. Now
Would you
that's not
say
on the podcast. That
would
was
you
afterward.
would you say they did not disappoint?
Oh, would I say they did not disappoint? I'll say I was not disappointed by they lived up to expectations.
Mm.
They did not disappoint.
Were they excellent?
They were phenomenal. And I moved chairs, other people's furniture, moved it around. It's crazy. Chair
We
here, chair
we
there.
we got nuts. I got a little nuts at the end there. Because look,
That was
the last brewery had a barley wine, and I am a sucker for
you
barley
are.
wine. Had to try it, so I took a half pour, and barley wine's strong. And then he gave us some other samples kindly, which I imbibed aggressively because I knew I didn't have to drive.
Right.
And
Well, that was the thing. And even now, Catherine was nowhere near affected by stuff, but even she had a little more beer yesterday than she usually does. Um, I had a non-alcoholic beer at the first place, tried to be responsible, and then I only had one at the second brewery and a couple little pours at the third one.
very responsible of you.
Well, I was very responsible. I had you
Well,
two in the car.
Mike is drinking a barley wine now, and hey, Catherine's in the chat. She says you did a great job driving.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes. I appreciate that. It was much easier for me to drive.
Yeah.
You know, did it
And
what?
so I was pretty sloshed at the end. I somehow
Yeah.
went on like a 15-minute rant about DMT. Um,
All right. So we're done and we pack up and everybody's happy. We're all in a great mood because we had a really good day. We got all of our podcasting done. The guests were really good. Everybody was different. I want you all to watch these episodes because each story is a different story. And there's not one better than the other, but everyone has points where you're like, oh my God, this was a good move for them to go up there. We're walking out of the last brewery, 1840 Brewery, and Cody yells to the neighborhood, I have to have some Taco Bell. Now, Catherine said she hadn't had Taco Bell in about 30 years. I think in the last 30 years, I may have had Taco Bell once, maybe twice at the most. Cody, for some reason, needed Taco Bell, and he was not to be denied his Taco Bell. I like I was dealing with a child. I said, we're going to stop for gas in Kenosha. and I think there's a Taco Bell there. Okay. Okay. Now, did he say, hey, Brian, Catherine, do you mind if we go to Taco Bell? Do you guys like Taco Bell? Have you ever heard of Taco Bell? No. And then he's like, I'm like, I don't know if there is one in Kenosha. Oh, no, it's going to be by a gas station. You were right. I'll give you that. You were
I
right.
just knew. I just knew.
So that, unfortunately, I got him off Taco Bell, which then got him on. What were you? What was this that you were talking about? Some bark that gets people high and can stop depression and fix their tumors and.
No, DMT. It's a naturally occurring thing in the body. Go if you've watched Joe Rogan, if you've listened to the Joe Rogan Experience, you've heard people talk about this. Celebrities do it. If you go on an ayahuasca retreat, you do it. Shamans give it to you, and it's DMT is like an active, psychoactive ingredient in ayahuasca, and they've isolated it now so you can just smoke it different ways. You can actually make it really easily from tree bark, like on your own in your kitchen if you want to Google how to do that. It's not hard, apparently.
Wait, but yeah, but what happens if you do it in your kitchen?
Well, it releases some toxic fumes, so you need to have like a little gas mask, but like then they go away and then you've got DMT. But like the bark is legal. You can literally you can just Google like bark for DMT and order it on like Amazon and then have it. And then just like, I don't know the process. You extract it somehow, you throw it in an oven and do something. I haven't looked into it.
I have to tell you, your explanation tonight is much less entertaining than drunk, manic Cody explaining it to us for at least 15 minutes.
It was, I'd say 15. I'd say 15.
It was a good 15 minutes.
It was a good segment.
There were words like, I can't remember that made it free base and other things. And I was like, wow, this is getting out. And Catherine was very quiet. And every once in a while we'd ask a question, but Cody was, it was like he was getting paid by the DNR, not DNR, DOR, DNM, DMT, like getting paid by the DMT lobby. You were working it. It was almost like you were trying to get us to pull over and do it right then.
I had to listen to YouTube for 3 hours, doing podcasts.
You're talking about spring-loaded vapes with DMT.
I got to do a podcast too. I got my little 15-minute mini show.
You did do a mini show. I wish we had recorded it. Because it was fascinating. You're fun. Oh, what's he up to?
I don't know. He's awake, which he shouldn't be.
He heard you say Paw Patrol.
He probably heard me say Paw Patrol.
No, he's coming in.
That's why I've been quiet. I've been trying to keep him awake.
I don't blame you.
I might need to start doing this podcast from like not this room.
From an undisclosed location.
It's not gone well. And
you gotta do what Craig did and build a studio down in your basement with the spiders and the rats and the.
Yeah, that sounds great. And the giant HVAC system.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You know what? My wife would be thrilled to build a podcast studio in the basement. But every time someone comes over, she brings them downstairs and says, "This is where I want to build the room. This is where I want to."
I've never seen your basement, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. It's unfinished. And I can't stand up in it because it's really small.
Well, you'd be sitting doing the podcast, wouldn't you?
No, I'm standing right now.
I know, but you're in a tall closet.
Yeah. Another reason why I don't want a podcast studio in the basement. That's fine. Anyway.
Anyway, all right.
But
you're giving us the DMT lecture.
More importantly, the DMT lecture is we did find a Taco Bell, which I knew we would. In a gas station.
If you've ever been to the Kenosha exit at Route 50, on one side of the interstate is Woodman's grocery store and gas station. And their gas is always the cheapest. So that's where I get gas when I'm either going to or from Milwaukee. So we get the gas, and I said to Cody, well, I think it's on the other side of the expressway. So, well, let's go there. And we didn't see it. We saw Arby's and Wendy's and McDonald's and Popeyes and Culver's and Kentucky Fried Chicken. And Cody's, I could tell he was starting to get the yips because he didn't think we were getting his Taco Bell. So you pulled out your phone. You're like, it's right here. It's right here. It's just turn left. It's right here. And I'm like, all right, turn left. And there it was, stuck to the end of the BP station, but it looked closed. And I said, it's closed. And he yelled at me. It says it's open till midnight. All right, hang on. We got to go around. Got to go around again. And it was open. As we came back around, I go, it's closed because all the lights were off. And Cody's like, no, I saw two people in there.
2 employees. I think my exact words were, "The internet says it's open."
The
And
internet did
I
say it
think
was
I
open.
shouted that a couple times.
You were very adamant that we were having Taco Bell come hell or high water.
Yeah, and we
Um,
did, and how was it?
well, first of all, can we talk about the issue that angered
Yes,
both you and I
yes,
when we placed our order? Go ahead, because this I'm not a Taco Bell aficionado. Back years and years ago, sometimes when I was on the road, because Taco Bell stayed open late, if I was driving through the night, I would go into Taco Bell or drive through, and they had what was called a double decker taco, which you could eat while driving because it was a flour tortilla smeared with beans and then folded on top of a hard taco shell. So I could eat that and keep driving, which was fine. And Cody nicely said he was going to treat. So that made Catherine say, "Oh, well, then I will have something." Um, and me too. I was like, "All right, I'm going to have something too." So I you ordered first, so you were the first to endure this.
yeah, and I said, "Could I get a double-decker taco supreme?" They said, "Oh, we don't have those," or, like, "That's not on the menu."
Yeah,
So I said, "You know what?" So I said to Brian, I was like, "Well, the what's it called? The
double
double
stacked.
stacked the double stacked taco." Yeah, I said to you, I was like, "It's the same thing." So I'm like, "I'll get a double stacked taco." And you got some double stacked
Yeah,
tacos.
because I was looking at the picture of it on the value menu because I ordered off the value menu. I got a $1 potato soft taco, um, which because I saw it, I went, "That's weird. I'm going to get one of those." And then I said, "Could I get two double decker tacos?" "We don't have those." "All right, I'll take two double stack tacos, please." And then we pull around, and I knew I couldn't eat this and drive because I can eat and drive if I'm the only one in the front seat because then I can put my food on the passenger seat and do that. But when there's another person there, I got to eat before I start driving again.
Mhm.
So we pulled back, and I got to say, I don't know if it was because we had been going at that point for 12 hours. Um, it was pretty good. The potato soft taco was surprisingly tasty.
Mhm.
For a buck, I'll have one of those again. And I liked the double stack tacos. I finally figured out the difference is there's just no beans. That's the whole difference. There's no beans on the flour tortilla to adhere it to the hard shell. But then we started to ruminate. Oh, I thought
Over
you were going to
what?
pick up the story over the naming and
Did
how we
we?
were so. Yes, you don't remember us being angry because they were such sticklers for the name and they were
Yeah.
jerks.
Oh, no, I thought yeah. I thought that was already in the rumination that you had been describing just now.
No, we
You were still in going.
as we're eating, you were getting
My
more and
head
more.
my head was a step ahead of you. Yeah, of where you were actually talking just now. Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's the same thing.
Same
It's
thing.
like 95% the same thing. Like, why and also, why take the double decker taco supreme off the menu? Really? Like, you just add
Yeah,
beans to between the shells. This is not hard. It
yeah.
is infuriating. They should always have the double decker taco supreme, and none of this like, "Oh, it's seasonal," or like, "Oh, it's a special exclusive. It's gonna come back." Like, no, 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 no. This is not a McRib. This is
No,
not
it's the
like
exact same taco that you're serving me, only you don't have beans, which I know you have because they were on your burrito.
yeah, insane, insane. So, Taco Bell, you get a minus for that, but you get a thumbs up for still having Mountain Dew, which is great. I went to a Taco Bell a couple weeks ago, went through the drive-through. They gave me a Mountain Dew and it was so flat. It was just like diluted. It was just not
Ooh,
wrong. It was
no.
wrong. I took 2 sips. I love eating fast food in the parking lot.
Okay.
That's a weird guilty pleasure. I got it from COVID. During COVID, I would, you drive through because that's all you
Sure.
could do. Pull into a parking lot. And it's just like you're just so relaxed. You control the space. You're
Yeah.
just kind of there. I love doing this. I love driving through and then parking and just chilling and eating something and listening to a podcast almost every time. And just like, yeah, I'm just here. I'm digging it. Did it with the Taco Bell. I parked in that parking lot, I had like 3 steps, and then I was like, "No, no, no." So I went back to the drive-through, and I'm like, "Can you
Ooh,
give me a Baja Blast?" Because the Baja Blast also something was wrong with, but the Baja Blast has like more of an edgy flavor, so or like a fruity flavor.
okay,
So even though it was still off, it still tasted way better than like an off Mountain Dew, regular Mountain Dew.
okay.
Um, I'm a Mountain
Huh,
Dew connoisseur, Brian. There's a person on Instagram who, for you got a wine has he does wine fermentations, and he made a
okay.
wine out of Mountain Dew,
Oh, really?
and he said that it tasted shockingly good. But there's like a it
Wow.
was over the course of like a month, he'd like every week he'd post an update on these Instagram videos. So I may do that. That's something I kind of
Alright.
badly want to do for like maybe I'll ask for my birthday. Ooh. Yeah.
Nice. Alright, go do some, because you got a giant Mountain Dew,
That's
and
all I
they
need.
are one of the few places that have Pepsi products, hence the Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
So I was happy to have a Pepsi. But yes, I gave you credit. It was if I go back to Taco Bell, which there's a good chance I will now that I know they have this value menu. Because the one time I went to Taco Bell, back in the day, Taco Bell used to be cheap, cheap.
Yeah.
You know, $59, $59 for everything. Now, I think the last time I went, I got 2 tacos and a Coke, and it was almost $10. And I was
Mm.
like, oh, forget this noise. But now that I see they have this value menu, I may be swinging through. Get me a couple of those tater tacos.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that Taco Bell's breakfast is not to be slept on either.
Oh, no, it's excellent.
Is it really?
Yes.
All right. We'll see. You learn something new every day. This is, and it was the perfect road trip ending, because then you guys, it was like having babies in the car. You guys ate, and then it was pretty quiet the rest of the ride home. I don't know if you were checking your phone or taking a nap or whatever it was, but everybody was talking, 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 talking. We pulled in, we ate. Quiet.
We were all pretty talked out by that point. It was
We
about
had
10
talked a
hours of
lot.
talking.
We had talked a lot.
It was good.
So no, it was fun. So before we go, I just want to again remind everybody to go check it out. Check out Crafty Brewers, Tales Behind Craft Beer. We have wonderful Crafty Brewers merchandise, but we also on craftybrewerspod.com also have Realities May Vary merchandise. That's right. We have shirts and sweatshirts. So if you've always thought to yourself, man, I need to rep this program, this would be the time. Go get yourself. Spring is coming. Our t-shirts are Comfort Colors t-shirts, which are high quality, many, many colors to choose from for your spring and summer wardrobe. Everything goes to keep us going. That's really it. We're not making money. It's not we're not Joe Rogan. We're not getting 3 million or $100 million from Spotify.
Yeah.
So but they're cool shirts and they're good quality. So go, and even if you don't want merch, go check out Cody's video editing skills, check out the content. And if there's all the information there. If you want to send us a brewery you want us to talk to, we are happy to go and check them out. Now that we've done a road trip, we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
There's rumors of traveling far south. There's rumors of traveling other places. I've got more Milwaukee Brewers who are ready to go. So this is no joke, friends.
I'm ready to go too.
I'm ready to go too. So thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging around this week. I got nothing else right now. Cody?
We'll be back next week with another exciting episode in which perhaps we'll just. Oh, wait. I've got my woodworkers thing next week.
Oh,
We
my.
might have a late start next week.
Okay.
That's really, it's just 7 to 8, and it's pretty close.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So I could actually do both. So we will see you next week. Maybe I'll tell you what happened at the woodworking thing.
Yeah, we'll get some woodworking updates, some
Talk
St. Patrick's Day
Yeah,
updates.
do it.
Oh, a lot of stuff to do it. So we'll talk to you next week.
All right, dog. Bye.